everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Otome Tropes.
I'm Vki.
And I'm Vka.
And we are sisters who play Otome games.
We are sisters who play Otome games.
We are sisters who play Otome games. So at the beginning of every episode, we have a section where we talk about who we are doing this week. And what that means is which LI are we playing? Whose route are we doing? Yes. What are you doing, Vka? Who are you doing, Vka?
I finally get to tell everyone that I'm not doing Shirayushi's route right now.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
You're not doing Shirayushi's route?
I took a break from the Switch. And I went back to mobile games. So now I just actually finished this. I just finished doing a route in Ikemen Sengoku. Yeah. Can you guess which one? Actually, there's too many LIs. You wouldn't be able to guess. So the one that I just finished is Tokugawa Ieyasu.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And he's great. Yeah. I paid for that route because he's so good.
And why is he good?
Because he's grumpy.
Because he's grumpy.
I have a grumpy thing. I have a thing about grumpy LIs.
Do you now?
Yes, I do.
Is it just the LIs?
I feel like you're trying to say something and I don't know exactly what it is. But yeah, so I just finished his route recently, and yeah, I guess I don't really want to give any spoilers, but I really enjoyed it.
Because
I will say
grumpy.
I really enjoyed it because he's grumpy and he's my style.
Yeah. You do like the grumpy ones. Those, I mean, any Otome game we play, I can tell who Vka is going to like right away because it's the one who's really grumpy. That is your type.
I love it when they're like externally kind of cold, but inside they're all warm and gushy and sweet.
But what's really funny is you hate tsunderes.
Well, okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't want them to pretend they don't like me. I just want them to not like anybody.
Good to know. That makes total sense.
Okay. So, I told you who I was doing this week. I'm done doing him. Who are you doing this week?
Who am I doing this week? Well, I did not take a break from the Switch. I actually have been playing Pio Fiore Episodo 1926, so the Pio Fiore sequel/fan disc. I don't know what they categorize it as. There's a lot of stuff going on in the game. But I am doing Jan's route. Jan! And if you've never done Jan's route, just take the worst man you've ever imagined, ever, and make him worse, but also extremely charismatic. I mean, this dude... And this is not even a spoiler. He's a human trafficker.
Yeah. That's
not a spoiler. He's terrible.
He's a bad dude.
He is a bad man. And his route is so much fun. Because he is such a bad man. I mean, he's not my favorite in the series by any means. Pio Fiore is great. It has a lot of really great characters, but I do like playing Jan's route because it's really interesting. And the sequel episode of 1926, what's really interesting about it is, without spoiling it, you find out that although Jan is a bad man, he is not the worst man.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else about that, but if you've played the original Pio Fiore game, I really recommend playing the second one as well, because you really get to delve more into the characters and into more of the story. It adds a lot more to the original story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jan's character isn't usually your type either.
No, and his, he's not my type. I'm enjoying the route, but like I said, his character's not my favorite. Not my type.
Wow, okay. Get down with the bad man.
Get down with the bad man. So today we're going to continue to talk about tropes in Otome games in part 2 of our series, Why Would You Do This? Again, there are no spoilers in this episode. We are going to talk about different tropes from last week, and then at the end of the episode we're going to compare the two tropes and decide which one we like best. See if we agree, see if we disagree.
I promise I'll try to be good about not giving any spoilers or saying anything.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you remember from last week, but I had to bleep something out that Vka said. We will tell you guys.
I got too excited.
We will tell you guys if there are spoilers.
Yes.
And we will tell you guys if there are no spoilers. And if Vka accidentally spoils something in an episode that's not supposed to have spoilers...
We'll edit it out, don't worry.
I will bleep it.
But these two tropes that we're going to talk about today, we're just going to go over the games that we found that fit these tropes, and there's no spoilers. Like, no. The premise of the game, like, the game tells you what it's about. The title of the game sometimes even tells you what it's about.
Sometimes.
So, what's our first trope?
What is our first trope? So, our first trope is a trope that I find really interesting because it's not one that you would really expect in anything. It is... MC ends up with a harem of brothers.
Okay, so this is where we get to talk about Obey Me.
This is where we get to talk about Obey Me. We mentioned it in the last episode. We didn't talk about it and because we knew that we were going to talk about Obey Me this episode. If you haven't played Obey Me is a mobile game. It's really interesting because it's a Japanese company that has created this mobile game. But they released it on Western servers first.
Yes.
In both Japanese and English. And then a year after they released it on Western servers, then they released it in Japan.
Yeah. That's unheard of. Usually publishers will release first in Japanese and then localize.
Yeah. And this company did the opposite. And it really worked to their advantage because... The Western fans, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. And also, I think it gave them enough revenue to really hype it up in Japan. For those of you who don't know, advertising in Japan is a little bit different from advertising here. You will have, like, big posters in train stations. And also something that was really interesting that kind of blew my mind when I was living in Tokyo is that there will be trucks with advertisements on them, and they're literally like poster trucks with music playing out of them.
Oh, they're so loud.
And they'll drive around the downtown areas, and they had those for Obey Me. I mean, I didn't see them in person because COVID, but I saw them online.
Because COVID.
Because COVID.
Yeah.
But Obey Me is really big, and what Obey Me is you're a regular human person. The MC actually does not have a gender, which is another big pull. Your MC can be whatever the heck you want your MC to be. No gender, no age. The MC is actually characterized as a little sheep. We are sheep.
They did a really, really good job.
Yeah. But MC gets transported into what they call the Devildom, and it turns out that you're an exchange student at this school called RAD, which stands for Royal Academy of Diavolo, and Diavolo is the prince, but...
You know, actually, when I started playing this game, I didn't know that's what it stood for.
Yes.
I just felt like the school was rad.
The school is pretty rad.
Maybe I'm old. Rad is a really old adjective. Maybe nobody knows what rad means anymore.
Do you guys know what rad means? Are we just that old?
Are we too old? Okay.
But you end up at the school, and you live with most of the student council who happen to be brothers. And, and when I say...
Not only are they brothers, but they are, like...
They used to be angels.
Yes, they used to be angels.
Yeah, they are the 7 avatars of sin. So, and it's interesting because when we say that they're brothers, they call themselves brothers, but they're brothers in the sense that, like, all humans are brothers. They were all originally angels, so, like, God created all of them, and that's what makes them brothers. And then they all fell because Lucifer had a fight, and they're all demons now. And you have to live with them and make pacts with them so that nobody eats you.
Eats you?
Yeah, that happens in quite often in the first few chapters. People threaten to eat you a lot. The brothers threaten to eat you a lot. Yeah. And then they fall in love with you, so it's okay.
Wouldn't mind an eating then. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that.
Shouldn't you though?
Either way, Obey Me is a great game, and I love the dynamic between the brothers, because they're all okay with dating the same MC.
I guess it depends on what you decide you want your MC to be. Some people make their MC really loyal to one particular brother, and then other MCs, like my MCs, like to hoe it up.
Oh, yeah. Harem of boys.
Harem of demon boys. Harem of demon boys. I love having the harem of demon brothers. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm actually the opposite. I'm pretty loyal only to one character.
Satan.
Yes, Satan is my bias.
Yes, Satan is Vka's bias. I like all of them. Give me all of them. But Obey Me is not the only game with this trope. The next game is
Diabolic lovers.
Diabolic lovers. So, Diabolic lovers, we've talked about it before,
Yes.
and what is it that you've called Diabolic lovers before?
The golden standard.
Yeah.
For this trope.
Yeah, the golden standard for this trope. Because it's not just one harem of brothers that you can potentially end up with, it's 3 different harems of brothers.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's 3 different families, I guess.
Yeah, 3 different families. And although, unlike Obey-me, you do have to choose one and go with their route. But no matter what, everyone else still wants to suck Yui's blood, so I guess that counts as a harem?
Win-win?
Win-win?
Yeah.
Is it?
I guess so. Well, not for Yui.
Not for Yui.
Well, maybe. It is
Yeah.
second and third base, you said?
Yeah, second and third base. That's what sucking blood is in this game. But Diabolic Lovers, like I said, there are 3 different families. So you could end up with the Sakamaki brothers, which is a family of 6 brothers. You could end up with the Mukami brothers, which has 4 brothers. Or you could end up with the Tsukinami brothers, which is just 2. So I don't know if I'd call 2 a harem. But it's more than 1.
Yeah. But Sakamaki brothers, there's triplets there.
Oh, yeah, but...
Okay, maybe we don't want to talk about the triplets.
Well, let's not talk... We'll talk about the triplets later. We have things to say about the triplets.
And the last one?
The last game that we're going to talk about with this trope is called Brothers Conflicts.
What game? What? I never played this game, so this is your expertise here.
Yeah, so Brothers Conflict is, it's a game where basically this 16-year-old girl, when I have some issues with this game because of the ages of the love interest, the brothers, the allies. 16-year-old girl, she ends up moving in with her father, who has remarried someone, and I believe there are 13 sons?
Wow.
Yeah, and they range in ages from, like, mid to late 30s to 11, I think.
What?
And she's 16 years old, and you can potentially romance all but the youngest.
That's never getting localized.
Probably not. But it is a really popular game. There are actually, the first game, there were 2 of them, because too many allies for one game.
Yeah.
Take a hint, Diabolic Lovers, 13 allies is too many for one game. But then there are also sequels. I haven't played all of the games, but I know that it was really popular at one time. A lot of people really like the characters. There was a lot of doujinshi made about it back in the day.
Was this for Vita?
I think did this start for Vita? It might have started for PSP.
Okay.
I don't remember the timing exactly, but it has been for the smaller ones. So it was probably Vita. But Brothers Conflict, it's literally brothers. Like they're all blood related, much like Diabolic Lovers. And
but the MC is not related to them.
No, the MC is not related to them, but the MC is their stepsister.
Yeah, that's a really common trope in anime.
It's also a really common trope in some other things that I'm not going to talk about. But yeah, would you like to be a 16-year-old girl dating your 34-year-old stepbrother?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Nah.
No, that sounds...
That age gap is a bit too big for me.
Don't want to date someone that could potentially be your father.
Life lessons. Don't date your 35-year-old stepbrother.
Yeah, that's a life lesson from Vka this week.
Oh yeah, spitting truth here.
Spitting truth here.
Nice.
So, Vka, what do you think of this particular trope? A harem of brothers.
You know, I don't mind it too much, but I wouldn't say that it's my favorite. I like Obey Me a lot, but not because of the brother thing. I like Obey Me because of, like, the supernatural element and the fact that they did a really good job with characterizing the allies and making sure that the MC could be whoever you wanted the MC to be. That I enjoy a lot about it, but I wouldn't say that Harem of Brothers is my favorite.
Yeah. I have to agree. This trope is not my favorite. I think it's kind of icky, to be honest. But I do love, like you said, I also love Obey Me. I really love Diabolic Lovers, but it's more about the plot. And I love Obey Me for the same reasons you said. I do love Diabolic Lovers for the family aspect, but it's less, MC has all these brothers to choose from. Oh my goodness, who is she going to choose? And more, I like seeing the family dynamics and hearing about their history.
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting. But yeah, MC ends up with a harem of brothers. Also not my favorite.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we agree.
We agree.
Sad, though, for this trope.
Too bad. Sorry, trope.
Too bad. Let's talk about our next trope.
Yeah, let's go on to our next trope. So, Vka, what's our next trope?
I'll say it bluntly. MC dates animals.
What?
Yes. MC
Why?
dates animals.
Why would you do that?
That's the point of this. That's the point of this whole series.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Okay, so how does this work? We have to talk about the games that this trope comes into play in, and how exactly would this work without breaking any laws?
Okay, well, first of all, MC dates animals is a trope that's mostly based on parody.
Okay.
I don't think we're serious about getting into animal love. Like, that's not the way that it's going. The two titles that we're going to talk about are mostly parody. It's comedy. It's fun. It's interesting. It's weird. And it's meant to be that way.
Okay, good. I was thinking that, our podcast might get kicked off of all of the platforms that we host on.
Yeah. No. We don't want that. We want everyone to join us.
Yes, we want everyone to join us. So the first game that we're going to talk about, a lot of you have probably heard of. It's Hatofuru Boyfriendo.
Yes.
Or your pigeon boyfriend.
Your pigeon boyfriend. MC is a pigeon in this?
No, MC's a human. Everyone else are birds.
Oh, that's right.
So, in this particular game...
And she goes to a pigeon school.
She does. The world in this game is really funny.
Yeah.
Because humans are known for being, like, stupid, kind of Neanderthalish. MC lives in a cave.
Yes, she does.
And she's chosen to go to this school where all of the people who go to this school are birds.
They're brilliant birds.
They're birds. They're brilliant birds.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, she has to, like, go to this school and live in this school and date the birds.
I think it's great. There have been quite a few games based off of this. Like, there's a 1, there's a 2, there's, like, a Christmas edition. Like, they're really milking the Hatoful Boyfriend.
Yeah, and it's definitely a really popular game. There's actually a cafe in the game, and they created a cafe in real life based off of that cafe. I'm pretty sure it's closed now, but it's in Japan, and I remember when I first played it, I looked it up, but it had already closed, so I couldn't go to it. But it's like a bird cafe. So that was really cool, because they have animal cafes in Japan.
Right.
So there was a bird cafe, and based on this game. But if you want to be a human living in a cage, no, that's wrong game. Wrong game.
Wrong game. That does happen in Otome
That does
games,
happen.
but not in this one.
Not in this one, no. If you want to be a human living in a cave and go to bird school and date all the bird boys, then please go ahead and play this game. It's actually really interesting, and all of the bird boys have their own personalities. They don't just walk around squawking at you. Not that kind of game. You can talk to them, I promise.
Yeah, I played this one on Steam, actually.
One of them likes pudding.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember the pudding?
I don't remember the pudding.
One of them is obsessed with pudding. Do you want to date a bird that eats pudding?
I mean, there are characters who are obsessed with things in a lot of Otome games.
That's true. That's true.
Kanoto and his pancakes.
Oh my god, let's not talk about him. So what's the second game that we're going to talk about? Because I know that you've played this one.
The second game we're going to talk about is a pretty old one. It's from like 2016, 2017. It's a mobile game. And I hope everyone's heard of it, but maybe they haven't. It's called My Horse Prince.
What?
Yes, My Horse Prince. So you are, or at least the main character is, a average businesswoman who is a little down in her luck. She's not having a great time at work. So she goes to, I guess, a ranch, I believe. And she, is thinking, I'm going to meet some hot guys at the ranch, because hot guys work at ranches, and she doesn't meet anyone. But it turns out she does meet someone, but that someone isn't a guy, it's a horse.
With a horse face?
With a man face.
So it's
horse body, hot ikemen face.
So he's not quite a centaur?
No, because he still has a horse, like his neck is a horse neck. Yeah, the main character actually, like, she hyper-focuses on his face sometimes, and then when she remembers he has a horse body, it still kind of weirds her out.
It would weird me out, too.
But yeah, that's another one. But she does. She falls in love with this horseman, and she gets a horse boyfriend.
Good for her.
He's a nice guy. He's kind of weird, but...
Because he's a horse?
Because he's a horse. There's also a little aspect of, like, there's a minigame aspect where you get to train the horse. And he runs on, like, little treadmills. It's super cute.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So
that's 2 games. MC dates animals. You get pigeons and you get horses. Let us know if there are any more of these. Like, these are the only 2 that we know of or that we've played. But yeah.
Actually, don't let us know. I'm done with MC dates animals. So in case anyone was wondering what I think of this trope. Not my thing.
All right.
Not my thing. Yeah, what about you?
Okay, I like it, but not because I like the fact that she dates animals, but I like it because it's a parody. It's funny. I love the funniness, the jokes, the weirdness. I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
I really like it when a game knows that it's stupid and it can make fun of itself.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. Okay. I understand that. So now that we've talked about both of those games, I guess the big question is which one do we like better?
The games or the tropes?
The tropes.
Oh, okay.
Which trope? Which trope do we like better? So we have MC ends up with a harem of brothers, or MC dates animals. Vka.
And these are both tropes that we're not super, super fond of.
But you gotta choose one.
But I gotta choose one?
You have to choose one.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go with MC ends up with a harem of brothers. Because at least then, you can date a human. Or something that looks like a human.
Something that has human anatomy.
Yes, exactly.
I agree. Let's not date the animals. Let's go with the harem of brothers. Yes. I mean, as long as you don't end up in a situation where too many of them try to murder you, which is unfortunately common. But yeah. So I guess we agree on that one. Out of these 2, we're gonna go with MC dates a harem of brothers.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah.
Let's leave animals out of this. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks you guys. Please go ahead and follow us. Hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening to us. We also have a Twitter and Instagram if you want to know more updates and a little bit more about what we're doing. Also, if you have any ideas of what you want us to talk about, please go ahead and comment down below or shoot us an email somewhere.
Sure.
Sure.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.